Hi everyone, it's Mel here. Welcome back to my channel. We are back from Europe and I'm still adjusting a little bit. So I'm a little bit jet lagged, but we just had the most wonderful holiday, and as you can tell from the title, this is going to be such an exciting video because I have something to show you. Now, for those that follow me on Instagram, I asked you whether you were interested in hearing about my experience in scoring my dream bag, and you guys said that you wanted to hear about it. So here I am, and I will do an unboxing. Now, I do want to say, when I was researching about this bag and I was watching YouTube videos, I did see quite a lot of people cop a lot of flack about this because, let's be honest here, this is not a cheap bag. It is exorbitantly expensive. And, you know, some people would choose to spend their money on other things, and that's fine. But this video is for all my beautiful Instagram family and YouTube family that share the same love and appreciation of luxe goods. So, you know, I hate putting this kind of disclaimer out there, but if you're not interested in these videos, you know, you don't need to watch or anything, but I'm just wanting to share my excitement and, you know, what my experience was in scoring this bag in Paris. So enough said about that. I am going to divide this video in a few sections. So for those that are not interested in the whole chit chat about what happened and how I scored this bag, in the description box below, I will leave the time so you can just fast forward straight to the unboxing, and I'll just leave a few times just for the other sections, because what I'm thinking is part one, I'll just tell you about how I got this bag each time I tried, because this was not easy for me to get this bag. And from just what I saw on Instagram, it seemed that, you know, people were able to get this bag on their first and second tries. I'm not sure if those, you know, they had a previous history there or not. But for me, my experience was I've never been to Paris, to that store before, and I don't have any sort of history with them. So the first part's going to be just about all my attempts, because it did take 6 times before I got this bag. The second part's going to be the unboxing. The third part is I am actually going to discuss price, and I'm going to let you know how much this costs, and especially for those Aussies out there that are thinking of going to Paris and hopefully scoring a Birkin or a Kelly or even any other bag, just how much they can save, because it is quite a substantial amount. And also I'll just be doing like a quick summary of, you know, my tips from what I sort of went through, and just sharing that with you guys, so that if you're wanting to go there, you have the best chance possible. So let's get started. We got to Paris on a Saturday, early morning, pretty much dumped our stuff, went straight to the mothership store, which is the FSH store. And got there, I think about, 11 something. And now the first change is that there is a new system. Some of you may have heard about it, some of you may not have, but previously you used to line up, you know, it could be between 20 minutes to hours, and you would just basically stand in line. Now the system that they've implemented is that you actually line up for an appointment. That could take, you know, anywhere from 5 minutes to half an hour. You line up for an appointment, they take your details down, your mobile number, and they send you a text on approximately what time your appointment will be, when an essay will be available. Now, I will show you what that looks like now. So you get something like this. So it says, your appointment time is approximately, let's say, 4:30 p.m. And that is an approximate time. You need to refresh that page every so often, so that may change, give or take, anywhere from 15 minutes to half an hour, but it is around that time, just as it gives you an approximate guide. So the advantage about that is that we went there at 11, they said, oh, you know, your appointment is going to be at like 2:40 or something like that, and you can just go around to other stores, Chanel's just across the road actually, and you can just shop around and then sort of come back. So we got there at our appointment time, and you go there and you present your phone because you get a text message about 10 minutes before saying, okay, you have been allocated to, you know, Jenny or something. And you show them that, and then Jenny comes along, and then she will ask you, hello, how can I help you? And ask to see your passport. Now, let's say on my first try, maybe it's a little bit mean, but I'm going to call this SA the Ice Queen. She was not mean. She was just very direct. Is direct the right word? I'm not sure. But, you know, I think when you're trying to establish a rapport with an SA, you try and be nice. I don't like to just say, oh, I'm looking for a Birkin or Kelly. I always like to ask them, hi, how are you going? You know, how's your day been? And so forth. But, you know, when it got to the time I was just asking, she was like, no deliveries today, no Birkins or Kellys. And I was like, okay. You know, I had a wish list of things I was looking for. And I said, okay, well, how about this item? No, sorry, there's no items. There's none of that. And, you know, sometimes when you're having a conversation with someone and they give you one-worded answers, it's really hard to sort of build on that. So I was thinking to myself, this is not going well. So I asked for another item, and she did have it. So she rushed back to the storeroom. She was very efficient. She came back out within, 5 minutes. And that was one thing that I was after. And after saying, yep, I want that item, I could kind of see her like opening up. I don't know, it was opening up. But then I actually asked to see Gigi. I'm sorry if I butchered that. But it's a clutch that is apparently quite hard to get. And she goes, yes, I may have one of them. Let me go check. So off she went again, and she showed me a Gigi clutch. And it was in black, it was in Swift leather, it was beautiful. And I think she probably expected that I would take it, because I could see some other sort of customers around me sort of whispering, oh my gosh, I want that, oh my gosh, I want that, right? But I wanted that clutch, but I didn't want black, because I do have, other black clutches, and I really wanted something, neutral or a pop of color. So I politely declined that, and I could kind of just see her it was nothing obvious. Look, it may have just been me, but, I declined it, and I don't know, I could just sort of see her pulling back a bit. I'm not saying if I had purchased that and said I wanted it, she would have offered me a Birkin or Kelly, but some of the stories that I read on Purse Forum and stuff, initially SAs might say, no, we don't have it. And then when you start saying, yep, you want a couple of things, then you ask them again, then all of a sudden they have it. Well, some of the stories I read anyway. Anyway, so first try mothership store, I did end up purchasing something. It was not this, but I did come out a little bit disappointed. I'm not sure what I thought, if I could just get it first try or whatever, but I definitely did not, I didn't feel like I had rapport with her, but I was happy enough because I came out with something. So that was on a Saturday. Sunday, it's closed. A lot of the stores are closed in Paris, just as an FYI. So thought, okay, let's try again Monday. Now, excuse me if I refer to my phone, because I tried that many times and it was not an easy process for me. I had to really think back and think, okay, what happened on each of the days? Because I want to tell you guys as much information as possible, because I think it is a little bit of luck, but for me, it was persistence did pay off. Okay, let me see. So on Monday, I actually tried a different store, which is the George V store. And that's the one that's near Champs-Élysées. And I actually went by myself and, hubby took the kids just to have a walk along Champs-Élysées. And I met a really nice male SA, spoke to him a lot better, but, when I asked, if I gave him my wish list, same process. They ask for your passport, you give them a wish list of what you're after. I think he was pretty honest. He was like, no, we don't have anything, no deliveries today, but we may be getting, some. And that was also, I'm not sure if it was that week or the week after was Paris Fashion Week. So it was extra busy. So he actually said to me, we're expecting a few more deliveries. I'm off for the next couple of days, but come back and see me on Thursday. I may be able to help you. So anyway, there were some other things on my wish list and I bought something. Now, all these other things, in my next video, I'm going to do an Hermes or haul video. So that's when I'll reveal everything. I'm not just trying to be, vague now, but I just want to talk through each of the times I tried. So established a little bit of a relationship with him. He said to come back Thursday. Third try. So that was Monday. Tuesday, we didn't go. Okay, so on Wednesday, tried FSH, the mothership store again. And so what happened that day was 20 minutes before it opens at 10:30 a.m. So 20 minutes before it opened, we went to the store and decided, okay, let's line up. There was already a huge line at both entrances. So there's a front entrance and there's a side entrance. And the side entrance has, it's called cellier, which means leather. And I've heard mixed things about it. I've heard, people say only line up at the side entrance because it's closer to the leather entrance and not at the front. And that may have been the case when it was the previous system, but for the new system, I think it honestly, I don't know if that actually is an advantage. So we lined up 20 minutes before, already a big queue. Funnily enough, they let the main entrance in first before the side entrance. So hubby and I were at the cellier entrance because that's what I read about, and we saw all these people in store already. So got to the line, as I said, you only line up to get an appointment time. Lined up to get an appointment time, and this time it was shorter. I've gone through that same process. You get a text, you come back in. On that day, I got a different essay. It's very unlikely that you get the same essay because there's so many sales associates there, you get allocated an essay. Spoke to this essay, not a bad rapport, but when I came to giving my wish list again, first thing that just came up, actually they go back and check. You give them the passport, they take down all your details saying, yep, you want this Birkin or this Kelly. They go back to the stock room. They might be gone for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. I think in my case, it was 5 minutes, came back and say, sorry, madam, we haven't had any deliveries today. And so when she said that to me, my heart kind of sank again because this was my third try and I'm thinking, okay, there must be Kellys or Birkins hiding there. Is there a process? How do they decide? I have no idea. But she was quite nice, and as I said, so even on the third try, okay, whoops, I forgot to mention. On that third try, because I was 20 minutes earlier, the appointment time that I got, I only had to wait like 20 minutes before I got an appointment. So I kind of just hung around in store. Some people like the new system, some people don't. I don't mind it because if it's a longer period, you can go off shopping. If it's a shorter period, you kind of hang around the store, which I guess some people don't like because a lot of people just end up hanging around if there's only a shorter time gap. So because I was relatively early and I lined up before, on that day was one of the days that I scored my Rodeo. And for all the Hermes lovers out there, you know that a Rodeo is pretty hard to get. So this is going to be one of my tips before. I think it is worth it in the sense lining up earlier before it opens. In terms of other stock besides a Birkin or Kelly, you may get a better chance of scoring that. So, but third time, still no dream bag. And then also on the same day, so this is my fourth try now, we decided to visit the concept store, and I think that is called, I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, I will leave the name down below. It's the concept store. It's the relatively new store. It's been open for about 6 years. So went to try the concept store, met a beautiful essay. She was so, so lovely. And I believe her when she said, look, we got a delivery this morning, but we don't get as many Birkins or Kellys because this is the store where the locals shop. So we get more of the other models, and we had a lot of people come in this morning and you've come in a bit after, then there's nothing. But she was really lovely. She actually brought out the floor stock samples, so I got to try on the different sizes, and so it just solidified in my mind exactly what were the sizes I was after, which was really nice, but nothing from that store as well. So that was the fourth try. Okay, so we go to Thursday now. So this is the fifth try. So the fifth try, we went to the mothership again. This time I got there 1 hour earlier. And even though we got there 1 hour earlier, there was still, a couple of people ahead of us. So we tried a different tactic. We're like, okay, I'm going to go one entrance, and I asked my husband to go another entrance, each taking one child each. So we were, trying to double our chances so that we would get a different essay. So that means you would get 2 chances at trying. So we did that, and so when it came time, there was no lining up because we were one of the first in line. When it came time to going in, they actually let the front entrance in first again, not the side entrance. So I was in the front entrance, husband was at the side entrance. So they let the front entrance in. You've got people directing you. The minute they open the doors, the people direct you, you go around, and then you're like, okay, this person's going to help you, this person's going to help you. So I got in first before my husband, and I met a beautiful, gorgeous, blonde essay, so nice. Developed rapport with her immediately, and, maybe I was too hopeful, but when I did the same thing, same process, she says, hello, madam, how can I help you? And like I said, I never just go straight in and say, I want a Birkin or Kelly. I would like to say, wow, it's still so busy. How was your day? Did you work yesterday? Just trying to develop a bit of rapport, as I said. So what happened? What did I get? So on that day, that was the day that I scored my GG clutch, which was the red Epsom leather one, which I revealed on my Instagram. I'll show that in my whole video again. And I was really happy. She was super sweet to me. She actually spent I don't know what it meant. She was out the back checking longer. I don't know. And she said to me, everyone seems to think that we get deliveries early in the morning, and we don't necessarily get deliveries that time. Obviously, they won't tell you what time the deliveries come, but she just goes, come back later in the afternoon and we may have had a delivery. That's what she said. I don't know if that was a hint or not, but I couldn't come back later in the afternoon because we had plans already. So I said, look, it's my last day. Tomorrow I will try one more time. Can I see you tomorrow? And she goes, look, you can request, but there's so many of us, and with this new schedule, I can't say that will happen, but you can always ask. So she was really nice. She gave me her name card, and obviously did not get my dream bag. Same case for hubby. He did not get anything as well, but he scored a Rodeo as well, like the little mini Rodeo. Hence why I scored 2 Rodeos at FSH. And one thing that was very common as well is that actually everyone said, if you are after a Constance, they said that it's even harder to get than a Birkin or Kelly, just for those that might be after a Constance. So, developed a better rapport with her, and just walked away a bit disappointed, happy with my GG clutch, but just thought, wow, this is attempt number 5. This is just not going to happen for me. So then after that, because we had lined up so early, we left the store, we were out of the store by 11:30. And remember how I told you that in the George V store, he asked me to come back Thursday. So took an Uber over to the George V store. Just a side note, Uber's really, really easy in France, and you should just Uber everything. Anyway, I took an Uber over and, asked to see him. Just bad luck or whatever, but he just happened to be on his break, and we just did not have that much time because we had allocated a certain amount of time, and then there was, things planned. So I was really disappointed because I felt like I was building up a rapport with him, but I couldn't just sort of hang around. And so I quickly popped into the LV store and got something from my wish list, which I will reveal in another video as well. Okay, so we go to our final day. On the Friday, what happened? So this was my last and final try. We went in actually later that day, so we didn't get in till about 11:30, 12-ish, and then so our appointment time was set around 4-ish. I can't remember, but I think it was around 4-ish, 4:20. And the time, as I said, they give you the approximate time, but it changes. It changed from like 3:45 to like 4:40, but anyway, we got there around 4:20. And it was so funny because when I went to the counter, they show you a text message. I'll give you a screenshot. This is what they say. So that's what it looks like. You know, you've been allocated to whatever. And I wasn't allocated to the girl that I had met the day before, the beautiful blonde SA. But I did see her at the counter and I'm like, oh, hello. And I said, look, I've been allocated someone else. Is it possible to see you? I don't know what they did. They did this. They've got things on, you know, not their mobiles, but this screen, and they swapped their appointments over, so I got her. So I was thinking, okay, hopefully that's a good sign because this is the second time I've seen her now. And same thing, even though she's seen you, she goes, how can I help you? And, you know, she took my passport and they have a sheet and you fill and start filling it in. Before I even said something, she wrote down this, this, and this, right? So she already remembered my preference. I'm like, yes. And, you know, I just said a couple more. And so I was like, okay, please, 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 please. So she went out to the back and I could just feel like my heart just like beating really fast. And I looked over at my husband and he just goes, don't be too hopeful because look, we've given it our best shot. We've had a wonderful time in Paris. It doesn't matter. You've scored some really good things. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Okay, I'm trying to be positive. And so like 10 minutes goes past and it feels like forever, can I just say. And she comes back and she goes, madam, can you please follow me? Okay, when they say, madam, can you please follow me? That is the sign. So then I followed her up to the like men's department and she had like 2 boxes in her hand. And so this was one of the boxes that she had on her hand. So I was so excited. She goes, I think you will be very pleased with what I have here to show you. So that takes me to number 2, which is unboxing what I got. And look, I have unboxed it just to check it and everything, but you know, I did it back up and it's like opening it up for the first time again. So let's unbox this beauty. Orange box and the ribbon. So just open it up. So lid's coming off and it's got the tissue, yada yada yada. Open it up. So that's it. And it comes in this beautiful thick dust bag like that, as so. They always have extra packaging. Yes, I kept everything and I managed to ship everything back. I will, you know, mention that a bit later how I got everything back. And it also comes with the protective rain jacket, and then it has this little booklet which is like a maintenance booklet. Okay, I'm just gonna put this away. Okay, guys, this is what I got. Ready? I got a Birkin. Oh my gosh. You know what, guys? Even opening it up again like this, I can just feel my heart just go quicker. This bag has been a bag that I have wanted for, I don't know how long, you know, for 16 years at least, and I thought one day I'm gonna get it. And this is my Birkin, size 30. It is in color malachite, which is this beautiful green color with palladium hardware. She's just so beautiful, and I kept my wish. I mean, whenever I requested, I did a lot of research and I knew which colors I wanted. And I wasn't too fussed generally on hardware colors, but my top 3 colors were black and gold. It was the Grease Tortorelle. I can't pronounce it, sorry. It's like this grayish color, but I was told they haven't had that for a while, and this malachite color. So she already knew, because this is a color not everyone loves, but personally I love it. So let me just quickly undo it. She's just so beautiful, and I'm just so thrilled and I feel so lucky and so blessed to even have this bag. Like, I can understand when people get their first Hermes, Birkin or Kelly that they just fully catch the H bug. Anyway, Mel, stop rambling. Take off the little dust cover, and inside it always has like just some sort of, you know, air paper. And this is the inside of it. It's just one big sort of space. It's got a pocket here and also a zipper pocket here, which is pretty deep. And in the bag, it has this little bag which contains the clochette and the keys. So that's it, which looks like that. And you always get 2 keys, which are numbered as well. So I'm probably not going to put this on my bag, and if I do, I wouldn't put the lock there. I might just sort of dangle this on, but this can sort of like scratch the bag. So not sure I mentioned. So this is the 30, this is in Togo leather, and Togo leather, I definitely did specify which leather, because I had preferences in Kelly and I had preferences in Birkin, but if it was in the Birkin, I wanted the Togo or Clement's leather, which is a lot more durable, it's scratch resistant, and that's why those 2 leathers tend to be the most popular leathers. So if you're wanting a Birkin or Kelly, I would go with a list, do your research and specify what you want. The last thing you want to do is, you know, I heard some people just say, oh, I'm just after a Birkin or Kelly, any sort of color. And I didn't hear that they had that much success, but I think it really helps if you know sort of what colors, or if you're more open to colors, at least say the color group, saying, you know, I'm really after a red or pink bag and I'm very open to color, because sometimes they do ask you afterwards, are you open to this sort of color? But I knew the colors that I had listed them all down for both Kelly and Birkin, but I was offered this, and I was like, when she offered it to me, she could just see me beaming. She goes, she was so lovely. She goes, I am so happy for you, and I'm so glad that I could offer this to you. Am I missing something? I'm still so excited. Sorry, guys. Okay, so that's what she looks like, and you know, there's 4 feet, and the back is sort of plain, and yeah. And because I was so excited, right? Okay, so normally I probably would not have bought this, but they always bring out the 4B, which is the insert for this bag. And I'll show you. Hang on one second. It's in this box. So in this box, I didn't bother wrapping it up. And guys, I don't think I may have bought this. I don't know. I was just so excited. She goes, would you like to take the insert too? And I didn't even think about price. This is so expensive. It's actually, I don't know. I think I was just so in the moment. I was like, yep, I'll take it. I'll take it all. It's fine. And this is the insert that comes. So it's essentially like pretty much like the dust bag, but it's got a couple of leather tabs, drawstring. It's got all the various pockets, and yeah. So this is so expensive. I'm not even going to try and justify it. All I'm going to say is that I was in the moment. I just thought, you know, even a hubby was so thrilled for me. He goes, yep, just get it. He's, you know, I've got such a supportive husband. I'm very, very thankful. And so I bought this as well. And, you know, I was so excited that she goes to me, oh, was there anything else I can help you with? I did not even think. In my head, I was like, yep, I need some new twillies to go with my bag. Did not even think. I'm like, no, thank you so much. I'm so happy. You know, I must have just looked like such a, I don't know, like crazy person, but I was like beaming from ear to ear, and you know, it still smells like the new leather smell. And yeah, so got this, and I know what you're gonna write. There are cheaper organizers and everything out there, which I know, but it's kind of done now. You know, I'm probably just gonna keep it. I'm not sure, but. Okay guys, so that's the unboxing of my beautiful new Birkin in size 30, Togo leather. in palladium hardware. The color is called Malachite, and it's this beautiful sort of emerald green color. It's really hard to capture its true color, so I'll just give a really quick close-up of what the color looks like closer up. And just to mention, as of late 2015, possibly early 2016, they've actually moved the date stamp. It used to be behind one of these straps here like that, but it's not there anymore. It's actually on the inside of the bag, under this flap. It's a bit too hard to see, but it's underneath there, just in the corner bit. So that is my new Birkin, and I'll quickly show you a close-up now. So here is just a close-up of the bag to try and show you the true color. I'm not sure if it's coming up on screen, but the closest description I can think of is that it is in an emerald green color. It has got the palladium hardware, and personally I'm so glad I got offered this color combination because I love the palladium with the malachite. It's just very crisp. It's got the Hermes Paris made in France tab here, which is very clear, and on these silver tabs, also on this one here, there is an Hermes Paris lightly stamped. I've taken the protective stickers off these, but on the main tab I've left it there. You can also see the beautiful grain of the Togo leather. Mine doesn't show the veining very much, but it is a trait of the Togo leather, which is very beautiful. So that is my gorgeous close-up of my Birkin.